I guess we're small today. Thanks. I saw that recording go on. I am in Omaha. Ron and I have been here just for 30 hours, and then we're going back to Kansas City. But we got to start off in Kansas City, and we saw Sheila, and we saw Jake, and we had an amazing training. Hopefully you girls will share more on Boxer about what we learned. Jake and I were talking, we're like, oh my gosh, this totally filled our cup. Like, we both felt like we were in a good place when we went there. But just one more reason, a reminder of why we go to these trainings, because it definitely filled our cup. But I have been listening to this audio book by Mel Robbins. She has a bunch of #1 bestsellers out there, all on personal growth. And then a lot of things that she's saying were kind of brought up in different ways at this training this last weekend. So I just wanted to share a little bit of what she said. Have you guys ever seen those great big boxes of Legos? Like, it has like a gazillion pieces, and you put it all together. You guys ever seen that? Like these huge, you could build a Lego spaceship or something like that. Or maybe it's one of those 1,000 piece puzzles. Anybody seen a puzzle? And she said, you need to start thinking about, what do you want to do? What do you want to change in your life? It could be anything. We're going to talk about it in business today, but I mean, it could be, maybe you want better relationships. Maybe you want to lose weight. Maybe you want to start a hobby, but we're going to talk about it in reference to, we want to do something in our business. And she said, it's awesome to have dream boards and goals. Yeah, you want that. But what she finds for a lot of people is it just causes paralysis. You look at that big goal, or you're looking at national marketing director and you just signed up and you're thinking, I want to be national marketing director, but then you're just overwhelmed. You can't get there. Maybe you just want to get your VF and you're 2,000 plus, but you just feel overwhelmed. Oh my gosh, who am I going to talk to? How am I going to do this? And so you see it, and it's like this Lego box. Somebody got you this as a gift, and you love that Lego box. You're just thinking, oh my gosh, I'd love to make that huge Lego spaceship. And you put it up on the shelf, and you look at it, right? It's like your vision board. Someday I'm going to do that. Someday I'm going to do that. Well, there's some people that are going to come along, not me, and they're going to see that. I have a nephew. He would look at that and go, oh my gosh, I can't wait. I'm just going to attack it. And he can just bang it out. Those are the people that go right through all the steps of getting up to national marketing director, right? They just see it. It's almost like they don't have fear. They just go through the steps and they keep putting it together. There are going to be some people that will take out the directions, which would be like your mission-driven.info, and say, I'm going to just click on this, and then I'm going to put this little piece together, and then I'm going to put this little piece together. And eventually over time, depending how often you touch your Lego box, meaning your business, you will get up. You will keep going up in levels. Somebody who takes out those directions and does it more often is going to build their business more quickly. And then there's somebody that is just like, oh my gosh, I don't even know where the directions are. It's intimidating. I don't like reading directions. I'm going to wait for somebody to come do it with me. But does that ever come? But what she gets down to, all of this is about any of it, where you're the person that just rips open the box and does it all, or you take it step by step over a course of days or weeks or months or years. Just, it all comes down to action. And that's what they talked about a lot at this regional. You can have all the courage in the world. You can have faith. You can wish for it. But if you don't take a step, if you don't take action, hello, Omaha Bakery. If you don't do that, it's never going to happen. Your Lego box is just going to stay on the shelf, and it might even depress you, because every time you look at it, you're like, damn, was that a bad word? But you feel, and so she said, people are getting so depressed because they're looking at things that they want to do, and they don't ever take the steps. So anyway, what do you guys think on that? Have you ever felt that way, that you feel stuck and then you get frustrated? She said, you have like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you know, your food, your shelter, and everything. But right after that, one of them is learning and growth. And when we don't do that, we get frustrated. We get down on ourselves. We feel, you know, you could just feel bored. You could feel frustrated. You could feel like, oh gosh, everybody's passing me up. That you have to be doing something, you know, moving forward. But to do that, again, what does she say? You got to take a step. So she kept talking about just take a block, take a Lego block. You take one Lego block and you put the piece where it needs to go. You don't look at this whole big box, this whole big picture and go, oh my gosh, I'm going to get this done today. Most people don't even make the whole Lego thing in one day. They just take one block and they put it in, and you take one block. And she says, when you keep taking a block and you just do that, you look back and it's like, oh my gosh, you know, I have the front of this built, and now I have the next part built. It's just about taking those blocks. So if we look at the blocks for us, for our business, what would those blocks be? What could the one block you could pick up and do for your own business? I'll just let you answer that.
Everyone will just have to unmute yourself if you want to answer.
Do you want to answer?
Make a phone call.
911?
Not 911.
I was thinking make a list of people that you want to share this with. It's a great place to start.
Go to your office and check out what the reminders are for the next customer shipping dates.
I love it. What else can you do?
Make a post on Facebook.
There you go.
Have a salad in a jar party and invite all your new neighbors. That's right.
Yes, plan your
Join a new group.
Join a new group. What'd you say, Mary Ellen? We left off.
plan an event. Put the event on your calendar.
Yep. Oh, I just have to talk about events just for a minute. At this regional, they talked a lot about events. They do business. But they said, don't worry. They almost don't even care if anybody comes to the event. And they had all the national marketing directors show up. How many national marketing directors have had an event and had nobody come? Well, there were a ton of us in there, and we all have had that happen over and over again. And they said, is the whole deal is that you build big enough on the front end of the event to invite them, because yes, you do want them there, but to get them excited, or at least excited if they can't come to the event, that they will take a look at information. And then on the back end, they said, you got to plan. The biggest blocks of time aren't planning your event. The biggest blocks of time are planning the front end and planning the follow-up. And you know how we just let them know. So if they didn't come, oh my gosh. She said, don't care if somebody has a background if you want to meet them. It doesn't matter if, you know, it doesn't matter if nobody even comes. Just let them know, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry you missed the event. You know, I wish you could hear some of the stories that were there, or at least get an idea of what we were talking about. If I sent you a video, would you watch it? Or if I met you for coffee to share more, you know, would you take time to meet up with me? Just always have the next step, the what if. So events are much bigger than that. Events are really about the before and the after. And that was Brandy Foss and Jamie Kinsey, and they talked about how are they building their empire, and they did it all through events. And they talked about just how many events nobody came to, but it didn't matter. They built their teams through following up afterwards, and through bringing a buddy in. You know, sometimes it's that third-party validation and doing that. So what else can you do just to pick up that? Do you guys ever have that feeling you got this vision of what you want, but then you want it so much, but you leave it on the shelf. You just keep looking at that Lego box, but you never take it down and you never put a brick in place.
Well, speaking of events, one of the things that they talked about that I struggle with, or that I had struggled with in the past, because that's changing, is having those events that are going to be really fun, that speak to me, that are exciting. So like salad in jars are really popular. That doesn't interest me at all. Salad in a jar has never been I just can't get excited about it. So it's hard for me to be excited about something. So I want to find events that really light me up, because if I'm excited about it, it's going to be much more exciting to other people, because I'm going to be excited to invite, and that's going to come through. So that was one of the things. They had a whole bunch of different events that they did that were not just a Healthy Living Revolution event. They were based on fun activities, and that's one of the things that I really got out of it, that I'm going to be making a change in my business.
Absolutely. If you guys have watched on Facebook, I mean, it has nothing to do with Juice Plus, but Ron wanted to play ping pong. He and our son-in-law love playing ping pong. So he starts a ping pong tournament at our house every week. Well, he's building those relationships. So then when we do have events, or we have a potluck or a fireside chat or something in our yard, who do you think he's going to invite? And who do you think is going to be more willing to come? Lori, I think you started a walking, talking group. That's awesome. Derr was telling me the other night, she started just this women's group, just wanting to get out and have fun, you know. So it started. Well, Derr, tell about your group that you put together with women, just so you guys could.
Well, I called it a girls' night out, but it was at my house, and we started out with wanting to play games. We've done crafts. We meet once a month. We do crafts. We did a coffee sampling place. We're going to go to some of the women's concerts. There's just a variety of things that we're doing, but the women want to get together. So it's social, it's relationship building.
Absolutely. And so if Derr, and I appreciate what you're saying, Jake, I know you're not a fan of eating the salad in a jar, but let's say Derr likes to eat salad in a jar or have smoothies or something, then she can have a smoothie party, and then she's got all these people to say, hey, you know, I don't know if you're into this or not, but this is something else that I'm going to do. And then that's how we can tie in our Juice Plus from
a lot of background noise, and everybody's muted. Yeah. I can't figure out what it is.
Let me mute me for a minute. I'll let you guys discuss this for a minute. We have a bunch of people just came in.
Okay. Anybody else think of something that they could do in relation to this? Derr, are you trying to unmute? No. Okay, Laura.
We had a really fun facial party a couple weeks back. That was a really good time, lots of laughs. And I know that there's another type of a food building related thing like Buddha bowls, but I'm not a fan of that name. I would not call it a Buddha bowl. I would call it something else, just for my own personal reasons. But I think that would be really fun, because I love to cook, and I aspire to eat. I want healthier ideas and so that in turn can help me, which in turn can help. I'm envisioning fueling that fire to see that you can make healthier options and have it still taste good. You know, that can be some of the fear with some people, is they have this preconceived notion that if it's healthy, it's not good, but to the contrary. So yeah, that's something that's on my list of type of an event to do. Just get over my fear. Oh, and I saw a really cool event somebody posted that I know, Sideline in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, where they did a full harvest tower garden party. So they had people come to their home. They literally they didn't clean their tower garden, but they harvested everything from it and then turned that into salads and a meal. So it was a dinner party that they harvested the stuff from. I thought, that would be really fun. Have a dinner party and just get your stuff from there.
Fine. Yeah, Mary Ellen, just go ahead and unmute yourself if you want to interject. I can't unmute you. You're going to have to do it yourself.
Okay. Lori, you just got me excited about the bowl idea, because I go to Qdoba regularly, and I get their bowls, and I think they call them burrito bowls. But you could call them rice bowls, and they are so great. And you just gave me that idea. that would be so fun to do at home. So you start with the bowls. You've made your brown rice. So you start with brown rice, and then you add, they use fajita veggies, and they put different sauces, and they use black beans. They use whatever kind of beans you want. So it's like a shred meal. If you were going to make a shred bowl, you'd be using, trying to put veggies without oil on, and you would be using black beans. So it's like a salad, but you use brown rice, but you put lettuce on it too. So it's brown rice, it's lettuce, it's beans, it's sauces. I top it with guacamole, and it ends up really tasting great. So that would be a great idea to do. And if you need a meat, Qdoba uses this impossible meat, which is basically tofu meat. So if you're on the shred, you can use, something else, but you don't need meat if you're on the shred. You can use beans. But if you're not on the shred, you could use, whatever your favorite meat is in the bowl.
We've done burrito bowls, Mary Ellen. That was our very most popular food prep. And shred doesn't discount meat. You can still have meat on shred 10. It's just that there are a lot of people who are vegan that do shred, that they don't use it. That's not one of the guidelines. So the burrito bowl was the most popular event that we had. They were delicious.
We didn't do burrito bowl, but you could certainly do it that way, because that's very specific ingredients. It's everything, like you're saying, Marilyn, that goes in a burrito. And so people could even make pico de gallo. You could have corn, you could have the bean, you could have all that kind of stuff. So you could definitely call it a burrito bowl. We might be changing our name from Buddha Bowls, Lori, because Marie doesn't like that. She's like, she didn't feel like most of her people even knew what in the world that was, and some people don't like the name Buddha. So, but I've seen other places, if you look on Pinterest, they call them power bowls. And so that would be another, in some different places, that's what they do. If you do a power bowl, you can have a choice of more different vegetables and sauces. If you do a burrito bowl, your sauce is probably going to be some kind of salsa, right? You wouldn't do a Thai peanut sauce on a burrito bowl. It wouldn't make sense. So that's just another variation. I love all the creativity coming out, and they all taste good. You can't go wrong. So I love it. I guess my whole thing is we got to stop just looking at what we want, and we got to start taking those bricks and putting the bricks in place and building what we want, and not worrying about, if I was going to make my Lego box next to my nephew, my nephew would have his done months ahead of me, but that's not my journey. Okay, you got to look at your own journey, put your own bricks in place, get somebody to help you sometimes when you can't figure out which bricks to put in place. Don't worry about people that are going faster or slower. Just keep taking. She says all you need to do is look at what you did that day. And that kind of goes back to the whole Team Z, or people using a 2x2x2 form. What did you do that day? Did you look back and say, I added a brick? I feel good as long as you add a brick. Of course, if you have a deadline that you really have to have that done, maybe you're going to take it to an art fair or something, then you're going to have to go faster. But does that analogy make sense to you of building that dream? Because we also think of all the different dreams we have. I think of all the people that collect these Lego boxes. They never put any of them together. They always think they're going to, but they're really cool. So I know a person that has a shelf full of all these Lego boxes of things they can build, and how many other things are we thinking we want to change in our life, but we put it on a shelf, and we have the hope and the faith that it's going to happen, but it's not going to happen unless we do something. So
I have another thought of things that you can do based on our training from over the weekend, this 3-2-1 go, where we don't overthink it. We just decide that we're going to do it, and we just tell ourselves 3-2-1 go and do it. So Sheila, when we came back from Kansas City, she stayed the night at our house, and she was really excited because she's not been able to bend down or squat down or when she sits down on her knees, she can't sit back on her feet. Well, since she's been taking Juice Plus, she's been able to do that. So we did a live video in my backyard, and she has gotten so many people now interested in what she's doing just because she did that 3-2-1 go video. And so this morning, I also did a live video on just how to make a complete shake, how to make fast food simple. And because there's people that are going back to school, and I hear so many times people just can't eat. They don't eat because they don't have time. So I showed a simple way. I've already gotten several comments from people wanting to know more information. So that's really, really exciting. And I pretty much did the same thing. I didn't have a plan. I just kind of threw it out there and did it. And 3, 2, 1, go. And that can really work too.
Okay, come here. See these two ladies next to me? Some of you have been through our personality training. Both of them are green. They don't 3, 2, 1, go nothing. But I'd like to know their opinion on that, because it holds them back, because they like it to be perfectly planned and executed. They want it to look really good. So what
I can interject.
what
something.
can we do to help my green friends?
Well,
I'm like that. I used to be like that though too. I used to want everything down. I wanted to know exactly what I was going to say. And I think for me, what it's been is I started out with writing everything down, and then the more consistent that you get, the more comfortable that you get, that you can just wing it. You don't have to overthink it.
Well, and one of the things that we learned, they said, if it takes you more than 5 minutes to come up with your Facebook post, then it's not genuine. You're crafting it. You're not being genuine. You're not just being out there. And people are going to feel like you crafted a Facebook post. Why didn't you just put it out there and let them see you raw? So is that hard to be that vulnerable?
I think it's just a habit thing that we need to work on. Like Jake said, it is my personality, but that doesn't mean that I have to be that way all the time. It's something that I can work on.
It's growth.
I find myself as an information collector. I need to know more, and I want to feel competent in what I'm doing. But when I do that, I almost become paralyzed to the point, like Susie's been talking about, because I have so much information. It reminds me a lot of studying the Bible and thinking about the Jewish scholars that gathered all that information, and it wasn't really about the information. It's more about the experience and the action of going out and doing something, making relationships. And so, like you said, if we do it more genuinely without the planning, it's going to be more heart-driven rather than head-driven. Now we know that information, there are other people that we're going to run across that want information, and there are other people that we run across that want to know how does Juice Plus make you feel. So that's another skill, but it's all a skill set, and I think it's just a practice, and habits can be changed.
But what if you do a little bit of both of that, of just throwing out there something how you feel, and then on another post, just talking about maybe that's genuine for you. You know what? I am a research person. I'm an information person. And I was so excited when I learned this about, whatever it is. I feel like you can have both out there, but both things are taking a step.
Yeah.
It's putting a block in.
Yeah.
So I think we just need to
it's
do
vulnerable. It makes you vulnerable. And, it takes courage to do that, but, you have to have the faith that, you have what's inside of you to step out and do it.
And you know what? As I've been doing more and more of these meal workshops, there's so often we just put out there and we tell people, give me some grace. I haven't done this. I haven't done very many. I really have no idea, if we're going to have enough supplies or what's going to happen. Jennifer's getting ready to do a Buddha bowl, power bowl, whatever you want to call it. And so we're going to talk about that. But I've only done one of them, so I don't know how much I can impart to her. But I get it, because she's in a new neighborhood, and of course you want to look good, and it's your first impression with all of your new neighbors. But I think there's also something for them to know, oh my gosh, she was just so relaxed and just let it flow, and it didn't have to be scripted. People want that. And I think they're more likely to do it in their house than if they don't feel like, oh, am I going to have the perfect dishes, and am I going to have this perfect and that perfect? So anyway, it was good. I'm going to buy everybody a Lego kit now.
Be prepared to drop a lot of money.
I'll buy little tiny Lego kits for conference, and then we'll see who gets theirs put together the fastest.
Hey, Jackie, you were talking about being an information junkie. A training that I think it was over the PJ Regional, one of the things that they said was learn something, share something. So when you learn something that really is like, wow, like this weekend, Casey Schloss shared with us that the number 3 killer in the United States is medical errors. That's behind cancer and heart disease. I think that's pretty powerful. She said that Johns Hopkins University had 250,000 people every year that die from medical error, where another estimate was 440,000. And she asked the question, why are we okay with this? And so that's something that I definitely want to share, because I don't think that people really think about that. And so, as you're collecting all of this information, share it with other people, because you're going to find people that are going to want to hear about that. And it's going to start some.
I'm guilty of getting that information just for myself and hoarding it for whatever reason. I don't know. A lot of times I feel vulnerable sharing it, because I think, well, maybe they don't even care about this. Maybe they don't want to know. But that, again, is another habit that I need to change in regards to not prejudging. Just, I think Casey Slosh, and I don't know if it was Pajama Regional or what it was, but she shared something about sharing Juice Plus unapologetically, and just making sure that, you just, not worried about what they're doing with the information, but just doing your part of sharing it.
Yeah. And if they're not interested, you know what they're going to do? They're going to scroll by it, and that's okay. But if you keep sharing it, there may be something at some point that's going to catch their attention, because our lives are constantly changing. But there's going to be somebody out there that will use that and be grateful for that information.
And there are going to be a lot of people, I know, because they will even look at the information. They might not respond. Let's say you put out, they said it's good if you put out a question like, oh my gosh, I just read this in an article. This was surprising to me. Does this surprise anybody else? Let's say you put something out and they don't. And then the other thing they said, never post the article on Facebook, that Facebook wants to keep people on Facebook, that you can post the article and you could say, I'm going to post the article in the comments. But if otherwise, Facebook won't let very many people see that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they want to keep you on that. But then if you can just, whatever you were feeling from it, to put yourself out there of, oh my gosh, this explains, why I felt this way as a child, or, why, whatever it is. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. Mm-hmm. But I know a lot of people they'll scroll through, or they might read the article. But even if they don't comment or like, they said it doesn't matter, because you've done that, and then they see you do it again the next week, and then they see, and pretty soon, guess who they think of as a resource, and you build that trust. And so we have a lot to share. We have so much information, and Jake, you best on that. I mean, so often Jake will say, well, aren't you going to put that on Facebook, or aren't you, going to share that, or you should share that with the team on Team Ignite. And I'm always, yeah, I'll get to that. But then I don't. And Ron's been calling us on that. Ron's over on the other side of the table.
He's looking at us.
Pointing the wrong direction on my screen. Can you flip?
He's over there. But so we all just kind of have to catch each other on that of don't wait. And I think I overthink things too, that just put it out there. It might not be perfect, but just put it out there. If you have something to share that's going to add value to other people, just put it out there.
Well, look at how many times that Wendy Campbell will share something that she shared with a team member. A team member has had a question, and she will share that response to them, but then she'll share it with the rest of the Juice Plus world, and we're like, wow, that was really great. And it was just totally off the cuff that she did that. And of course, she's very practiced. So
and I guarantee that Wendy didn't think, oh, is everybody going to need this information? Will they think it's this? Will they think it's that? No, she's like, this helps somebody. It might help somebody else. So yeah, we just have to be caring and get it out there and vulnerable. It might feel so awkward. I still don't like live videos. Sheila's shaking her. But they brought up a good point. They said, people think, oh, I don't want to do a live video. Oh, I don't like the way I look. They said, you go out in public, people see you. They're already seeing you. Okay, you're not hiding. So if you go onto a video and you do it, they're just seeing you the way they always see you.
That's true.
And the thing about you seeing yourself, you're the one that doesn't like what you see.
Yeah,
so the
we're
thing
the
about
ones.
what that can be is very motivating. So like this morning, I didn't realize how much I need a haircut until I watched my live video. And I was like, man, I need a haircut. But it's also very motivating, because if you see yourself and you don't like the way you look, or you don't like something about, change it. It's very motivating to change it.
That's true. That's awesome. Hey, everybody, we are at our 30-minute mark, so I don't like to hold you any longer, but I hope you have something you can put in your back pocket. The other thing they said, go onto your team website or pull up a messenger with a group of people, whatever you want to do, so that when you do your live video or you do a post and you're not used to doing it, put it out there so you have a few of your friends that you can say, hey, I can do this. They said not to make it artificial, but you do need people to comment. You need people to, Jake texted me the other day, like, hey, I just put this on Facebook, check it out, because that's what gets it rolling through so that you can have an impact on more people. And they said, besides that, if you're going to do a live video and you tell somebody, I'm going to do it at this time, it can feel awkward if you're doing your live and you don't see anybody watching. But if I was doing it and all of a sudden Jennifer and Jackie hop on, it gives me like, oh, okay, I got somebody here. Somebody's got my back. They're showing me some love. So do that for one another, and let us do it for you. And
may I add something to that? If you are commenting on someone's post about Juice Plus, please don't Juice Plus everybody to death. Don't mention Juice Plus, because a lot of times I post and I don't even mention Juice Plus. I don't want a bunch of Juice Plus comments, because I'm trying to create curiosity. I want people to ask me questions so that I can take that conversation offline and have that answer their questions offline. And if they just see Juice Plus in the comments, they're like, oh, I don't want any more information.
Yeah, good point. Anybody have any final words?
I listened to an exceptional training by Kerry Daigle, and for those who don't know him, you can look it up. He's a pretty big national marketing director in the Juice Plus company, and he promotes boxing around the world. And so when he talks about promotion and promoting events, I really listen. And one of the things he talked about was, if you're not good at something, get better at it. If you don't like Facebook videos, learn how to do it better. If you don't like the way you look, then fix yourself up. If you're going to do a connection call, you should look good. If you don't have a lot of money, you can still just get one nice, good outfit. You're afraid of speaking in public, go to Toastmasters and get better at it. In today's world, there's no excuse on why you can't learn a new tool or tweak what you currently have to help you get to the empire that you want to build. If everything has to be perfect, learn to let go and trust God more. I mean, just some of those things that he spoke about were super resonating. His calls are recorded. If you want that information, I can put it in Team Ignite.
Be awesome. I listened to that call. I loved it too, because
I'd love to hear that call, Lori, so if you would share that.
I love that. He has a very just do it mindset too. And don't worry. You're never going to get good at something if you don't take that first step and just do it and do it. And I'm learning more and more, even through that Brene Brown training, that people aren't looking for the perfect, when you put it out there perfect. That's not them. Nobody has a perfect life. So.
Right.
Well, except Jackie.
Nobody has a perfect life, but you can comb your hair, put on a nice shirt, and wear lipstick if you're going to do a Zoom call with somebody for the first
That's
time.
right, Ron. That's right, Ron.
Exactly.
Get that lipstick.
He is exactly who I was thinking about when I said that. So. And make sure it's red, Ron. That's a power color.
That's right.
Power lips. I'll give him some red lips later. All right.
Right, we just
Oh, all right.
Right direction.
went off the track, off the
We're off
track.
the track. All right, guys. Well, I sure do appreciate each of you. And I've been here in Omaha, and I just want to make sure everybody here that you're taking the time, you're investing, you're into a Zoom call. Please take the time, invest, and get to this conference in Austin. I promise you, this will be the one conference that you'll look back and you'll always remember. It's going to be the most revolutionary conference ever because there are so many changes that you're going to be so excited about. You do not want to hear about them secondhand and try to learn later and later. We are going to Austin. I've already been to Dallas for 2.5 days to learn about this. Now we're bringing in everybody so that everybody else can learn about this. You want to be in the know. You want to be there. I don't care if you're brand new. I don't care if you have somebody just brand new looking at the business. Bring them to Austin. You just got to do it. It's going to be phenomenal, and it's going to make you so excited for being in the Juice Plus company at this time. Right now, it's really the right timing.
And if you don't know how you're going to get there, commit to doing it anyway and figure it out.
Yep, it'll happen. So, all right, you guys have an awesome day. I'll talk to you later. I'm pretty sure that Joanne Barmettler's having the best day of all of us. Look at her.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Blowing in the wind.
Talk about commitment for being on a call. I think Joanne gets that one today.
No, I think she's showing you can really do this business anywhere.
That's right.
That's good. All right, love y'all. Take care.
You too. Dave.
Bye.